Alright, today folks we're going to do a quick little tutorial on support and resistance. So it's not going to be a trade entry today, but a quick tutorial and reminder on the value of support and resistance. Because folks, really trading is truly all about support and resistance and what price does in those areas. We at Forex Trading Coaches firmly believe that, and we see that to be the case over and over and over again. It's the main tenets of what we do at Forex Trading Coaches. So we're not going to add any new currency pairs today because there's 2 or 3 that are still in the mix that we're still watching for moves on that we've talked about in the last 3 videos. But we want to take a quick second to show you support and resistance and what we do in those areas. So let's jump into the charts, a couple examples, and we'll show an example that we told our members to watch for today for a buying opportunity on the New Zealand yen based on one of our trading patterns. All right, so let's go take a look at the charts. Okay, here we go. And first, let's do a quick follow-up on the other currencies that we're watching to have setups. Let me pull this currency pair over here. CAD yen did not break up or down through that region that we're looking at, 9,900 to 9,800, still just kind of ranging around. So we're still looking to see that pop through. So we watch for that, popping up and building way above, then pulling back and buying, or dropping down and pulling back and selling. So that's still on the horizon. The euro yen, just one second here while I pull this up. You can see it's still dancing around this area, still holding resistance. We actually had a trade for our members that we mentioned to watch for as this one of our MACD3 trading patterns set up here for a buy opportunity back toward resistance. Because our system, folks, and trading, in our opinion, whether it's with our system or any system, is all about understanding where support and resistance is, and have you arrived at it. And what is resistance defined, or support? Simply areas in the past where a lot of price action, rejection candles, rejecting, price areas, pools of price where rejection has happened in the past. That's support, that's resistance. This is a level of support. And there oftentimes is not one super duper major area level of support, but there are multiple levels. And so basically 2 things happen at support or resistance most of the time. It's going to come back down and it's going to retest support or resistance, and one of 2 things is going to happen. It's either going to bust through it by a significant number of pips, 50, 100 pips, 3 or 4 4-hour candles, 2 or 3 even 4-hour candles, and a pullback and a buy toward the next area of resistance, or it will reject it, multiple rejection candles, and a selling scenario will occur. And by simply doing that, folks, by simply identifying historical levels of support and resistance, and then waiting for price to retest them and watching price action on the 4-hour chart to see if it rejects with 4 or 5 rejection candles indicating a sell, or to see if it holds a level and then breaks through it. Where's an example? See if I can find one here. It's kind of been ranging around for a bit later. But for example, if you had this level drawn, right here, that's a good one. See this level over here? What happened when we got there? Rejected around a little bit, and there was a little bit of a sell-off. But then guess what? It blew through it by a candle or 2. And what happened after that? More buying to next levels of support or resistance. Even right here, this is a good example of that. The first several times, what happened? Retested it, bunch of rejection, that bought up. Pretty good amount of 4-hour rejection, eventually bought up. This last time around, did it hold this line for 3 or 4 or 5 4-hour candles like it did over here? Or even over here? No, it broke right through it. So then what happened? A couple candles, pulls back up, and sets up a selling environment. See how that works? And folks, that you can do just that and have a very lucrative trading career and an environment for trading. Getting good at identifying these levels of support or resistance and waiting for multiple 4-hour rejection at it, or a break well through it. You know, if we have these levels drawn from before, what happened when we came down to this spot? 1 candle, 2, then it broke right through, right? So let's say we have this level marked right here. Broke right through. What did it do? Couple candles through it, pulled right back up to the spot that it broke. Rather than holding and rejecting and buying, it broke through, pulled right back up and sold off for 85 pips over 8 hours. Okay, and then once we broke back above it with 2 or 3 or 4 candles, it pulled back and that bought for as many as 40 or 50 pips. And with our trade management, man, you have 40, 50, 80, 90 pips, you definitely already have your stops at even, you have profit taken, and you've been trailing the trade. All right, so you can find these areas of significant support or resistance and then watch for price action to play in and around them. Once it breaks well above or holds, you can get trade opportunities. So we've had the holding scenario here, and then it held here again and dropped down. So then one of the things that we do is as it holds the initial spot, as a trend begins to form, we sell on the way toward the next level. Same thing here. It ended up holding this support area. 129 actually has had some pretty good bouncing in the past. You can see there and here, and it's been holding in this region. It actually held, and so for our system, we weren't looking for an entry down here yet. We looked for this to start to build a little uptrend for us, and then a trade came in that several members reported back being in based on the trade plan that we emailed to them. All right, so price is truly all about support and resistance and analyzing and understanding where those levels are. I mean, look at these levels here, folks. These levels easily could have been drawn over here. They already would have existed, especially this one, this 125.80. And it would have existed already over here. See these past levels? I mean, we drew these based on what's happening now. But if you went back in history and drew them last time we were in this area, you would easily have this level. You would likely have this level. You would likely have this level here, right? You can see these levels in the past. These would be good ones. Like right there, that's a pretty big support area, and then it had a lot of consolidation over here around it. Did it blow through and close 4 or 5 candles below it and start to drop? No, it kept rejecting, kept rejecting, kept rejecting, and then it picked up. All right, and then even this level here, you can just see these levels where there's lots of rejection and price turns. Then you move forward in the future, and you can see that it marks out these areas in the future. Okay, so do that. Pay attention to that. Look for price to break through or reject. If it rejects 3 or 4 or 5 candles, you're probably going to get some profit. That was a 90 pip sell-off. That doesn't look like much. It's counter trend. It's 90 pips. But then the next time around, what happened? Did it reject or did it break? It broke. Okay, another couple candles closing through it, and it goes with the trend. And the next 4-hour rejection didn't happen until this area up here. When it rejected, it dropped. And so you get the initial drop, and if it drops hard, you can get another trade along the way. A trade or 2 or 3 trading toward the next level of support or resistance. When it came back down the next time, did it blow through it and start building good candles? No. Rejection, 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 rejection. All right down to the support area. And ultimately went up. And then the trending, so the initial trading's down here, then the trending kicks in, you're going some more. So really get good at and pay attention to these levels of support or resistance. Right now, we're still rejecting this area. So there's a good chance there might still be more selling on this EJ. And if it were to begin to form a downtrend and have room to trade toward 129 again, we might look to trade toward 129 again. If it eventually breaks 129, look for some trading between 129 and 128. Make sense? And so the reason we're not adding any new pairs right now is we got the CAD yen that could be doing something. We got the euro yen, the dollar yen. That could be taking some opportunities. Okay? But keep an eye on support resistance. Now, let's wrap this up with this New Zealand dollar trade that we mentioned to our members here earlier today to watch for. Guess what? Where are we right now? Kind of goes without saying. If you zoom a little bit, that is support right there. And we are in, for our system, a monthly uptrend, still a weekly uptrend, at daily support. And it's bounced here, it's bounced here, it's bounced here, it's bounced here, it's bounced a lot. Once we've gotten above this area, same thing happened over here. We got above this area and it bounced for a while to the buy side. Even over here, it got above this area and it bounced up higher. So here we are retesting it again. So what are we going to look for in this area? Well, one of two things. Multiple 4-hour rejection candles or a break well below this low. A 4-hour close or 2 or 3 down below it. Pull back and selling to the next level. Make sense? And what happened? Rejection, 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 rejection. Our entry came in. We told them to watch for a trade down near 83.75, 83.80. And you can see that by zooming in, 15-minute chart, right here, it came right back down to 83.80. Right back down to the same support area that set up during the New York session today. And then guess what? New Zealand news comes out over here, and you're already in the trade, and with our system, your stops would already be well into break-even scenario. You'd be at break-even already up here. Stops to break-even, profit taken, no risk trade. And then boom, the news comes out. It's supposed to be way better than last month, and it was indeed. Their employment news was great for them. And boom, up it goes. You get to resistance, rejects around for an hour or more, take your profit, and from there to there is a 75 pip trade. With, this would be a 30 pip stop loss. 10 pips below this previous swing low over here. Okay? So again, you know, it's not just theory. It's not just, oh, that sounds great after the fact. Asking one of our members, and that trade was definitely there. And you've seen also from the other videos, we've said the same thing. Watch for the rejection or watch for the break. And what happens up here? Is there a solid break and a build and a sweet, you know, 50, 100 pip breakthrough and a pullback? No. Rejection, 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 boom. And then once it broke this low and still had room to get down to these lows, then you get pullback trades with the trend as it's developing. That was a trade we had for our members to watch out for. Okay, so you get the initial move, and then as the trend develops, if there's still room to trade towards support or resistance, you break this mini one, you're heading down toward this one, then you can sell toward the next level. So you get the initial trade, you get a pullback or two as the trend is developing, and then you look for your next opportunity at a significant area of support or resistance. This one eventually did break through, right? Candle, candle, candle. This one right here was a good confirmation candle that was breaking. What happened? It pulled back up. Sold off for 45 pips. Well, we move stops to break even around 12, 15, sometimes 20 pips. So that's a profitable trade, though it didn't go very far. And then it came back to the red level, broke above it by a whole bunch of pips, and then traveled up. Okay? Keep an eye on those sort of things, folks. That, to me, is what trading is all about. And that's what you want to get good at. Support and resistance. Where has it bounced before? Is it going to bounce there again? And wait for the proof in the now moment of a bounce or a break. All right, folks, so that's a little trading video for you. Keep an eye on those few pairs that we've had looking at for a little bit. And if I were you, I would go to your charts and I would go back into history. The last time that I was in this area, people always ask me, well, how do you do it? Well, guess what? You're down here. Well, when is the last time you were down here? Over here. Okay, so go over to this area and go to this area and go to this area on your daily chart and draw these levels. Okay? And so I have had these levels on the Aussie for probably a year, sitting there on these charts for a year, based on the last time we were in these areas from over here. In fact, it was longer ago than that. It was based on information from over here because I've had them drawn since April of 2012. They haven't changed. They haven't changed since April of 2012. I've had these drawn for, and these aren't going to change. Look how many lines I have above and below this area. These are fantastic intraday trading levels, purely based on price action, not indicators, nothing. Price. And this level was already here before. When it rallied up to this spot, what happened? Did it blow through it and close and keep going? 2 or 3 candles above it? Nope. Rejection, 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 selling. Okay, same thing for the day chart. Same thing over here. Did it blow through and keep going? No. I drew these levels way back in history. So these lines have been here. All right? Okay, folks, keep an eye on that. Get good at that, and your trading will literally turn around. That's what we teach our members, and we show them exactly how to enter in and around these types of areas. Okay? And so we'll do our best to pass along good information and knowledge to you. Obviously, we're not going to give away the farm. So if you want to know more, come sign up. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.